Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. I'm Claudia-Sam. If you know that you're here for a bigger reason, this is the place to be. Together, we ditch the self-care guilt and quit the go with less fear and more trust. Tune in to living life in alignment with your full potential. The Be Happy Now show starts now. Welcome to the Be Happy Now show. Oh, this is so exciting. My name is Claudia-Sam, and I'm here to share with you some tips and tricks about how to feel good even on difficult days, or really how can you aim to feel peace if, well, today you just don't feel good, so it seems impossible to even think that you could feel better. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. As your soul connection coach, I support driven, ambitious happiness seekers who might feel stuck with where they're at in life, but who deep down know that they're here for a bigger reason. So I support them to clarify their path to purpose using my tune-in method. For more opportunities to flex your soul connection muscle and become and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose, please visit my website, claudiasamcoaching.com. In this episode, you will uncover the benefits of snuggling up to your emotions instead of avoiding them and without really being afraid of those emotions. You'll get to choose how you want to feel so that you can be an active participant in your own life, because that's one of the foundational practices of the tune-in method that I teach and that I guide my clients through. For more on the tune-in method, just go to tuneinmethod.com. In this episode, you're also invited to learn ways to bridge the gap between the way that you're feeling now and the way that you'd like to feel instead, taking baby steps. First, let's talk about, are you willing to treat your emotional state like you would your best friend? Raise your hand if sometimes you see or hear or feel an emotion in your body and you just avoid it. You ignore it, you run away, you turn away, and you, pretty much ignore it. Imagine that emotion is your best friend. Would you do that? Would you turn away and be like, imagine your best friend running after you, being like, hey, I want your attention. And you're just running away from it, being like, no, I refuse to see you. No. When an emotion, a feeling, a sensation is right there in your face, have you made it a habit to avoid it or ignore it or push it aside? It's trying to get your attention. It has a message for you. My invitation and question for you is, are you willing to treat your emotional state, the feeling, the way of being in that moment, like if it was your best friend? What's an example of a relationship that you would have avoided in the past? What's an example of a relationship that you would have avoided up until now? Like maybe someone wants to get together for a chat, for a coffee chat with you, or maybe one of your family members has been nagging at you to come and see them. Do you want your relationship with emotions to be that way? And if you're like, yep, I don't want to feel, okay. Here's one of the benefits of feeling, just so you know. When we ignore emotions, ways of being, feelings, pain, tension, illness, it just keeps growing. Just like when you avoid a family member and you're like, yep, I'll call you later. I'll call you when I'm ready, when I'm free. And then they just keep calling you and leaving voicemails. It just keeps building up. Well, emotions can act like a volcano at the same time. You might have heard me say that before, where emotions can build up and explode And it just doesn't help you when actually you're ready to take matters into your own hands and feel better. Because if you're here listening to the Be Happy Now show, it's that probably you're like, I've been there. I've been in survival mode. I've been in the go, 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 and I no longer want to be there. So I'm here because, yeah, I want to transform. I want to be happy now. I want to learn more about myself. I want to get to where I want to be. I want to reach my vision and clarify my path to purpose. But maybe you're thinking, well, how do I get there to that feeling happier, more aligned on purpose, better when, well, I'm not feeling good. So I want to feel better, but I'm not feeling good. How do I get to feel good when I don't feel good? So I'd love to talk about that gap between where you are and where you want to be. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because a client of mine said, when I wake up in the morning and I choose how I want to feel, I find that I can wake up with a feeling of, being really good and choosing a positive emotion with a good feeling intention. And other days it's a bit difficult because this is one of the practices, like I mentioned, of the Tune In program, to place both feet on the earth as soon as you wake up, to take a few deep conscious breaths and to feel into how you want to feel. And in today's episode, I will guide you through, or we will talk about the 5 steps to getting to where you want to feel without lying to yourself, without it feeling like a huge stretch. Because here's what my client said. She says, whenever I'm choosing, okay, I want to feel good, but I don't feel good, in what ways can I close the gap so it doesn't feel like I'm lying to myself? Here's what we did. I asked her, okay, so when you are saying you want to feel good and in the moment you don't feel good, what's the real emotion? What's really happening? And she said, I feel agitated. I feel agitation. Okay, what's the opposite of agitation? She said, peace and at ease. So she wanted to say, okay, I want to feel peace and at ease, but I'm feeling agitation. So how do I bridge the gap? Right? How do I get to feeling peace and ease if I don't feel peaceful or in ease at all? To get to feel peace and ease, we must believe first that it's accessible. Because if we want to believe this new thought pattern to feel peaceful and at ease, we can use affirmations and intentions to help our body and our mind feel that way right here, right now, in the present moment. So for example, an intention could be, I am peaceful and at ease. But this is where she feels, or she felt like she was lying to herself because she's like, I don't feel peaceful or at ease. So it does feel like I'm lying to myself. How can I take those baby steps so it can be achievable? It felt dishonest. When we want to get to a place where it's new, we want to transform. We want to be this newest version of ourselves. We want to live on purpose, be in alignment, be more happy, be the best friend with our emotions, or befriend them without it being so scary. One of the really great opportunities is to be honest with ourselves. And in being honest with ourselves, it means not run away from it, like I was describing at the beginning, right? Not run in the opposite direction to your best friend or to someone who's wanting your attention. It's the same thing with our emotions. So how can I get there to feeling at peace and at ease without lying to myself? Here's what we did. We took a physical object. And so right now, if you want to play with us, I invite you to take any physical object.
Elizabeth Cunningham Show, courageously expanding love with me, Elizabeth
We're going to go through
Cunningham.
the 5 steps of how you can get to feeling how you want to feel in a way that feels honest with yourself. Take this physical object, and this physical object is the symbol of how you feel right now. So for the sake of this exercise, I'm holding a Buddha head because this is what I used for the analogy the other day. And so this object, this decoration, is going to be the symbol of agitation. And I'm going to place it right next to my face. So it's like stuck on my face. Agitation is right next to my face. It's actually in my bubble right now. It kind of feels, it feels like it's in my space. When we are wanting to feel more peace and more at ease, and when we're wanting to feel better, even though we're not feeling better, when we want to reach our purpose, when we don't feel in alignment, and we are feeling like this agitation or this object is right now in your bubble, in your space, in your environment, stuck to your face, you don't have your own identity, right? We need to, now this is just a way to make it more fun and more positive to find solutions to reaching that place of peace and ease. For this example, the first step is to acknowledge that it's there. Oh, right, there's a Buddha head right stuck to my face. Like there's this object that you're choosing. Oh, this is the way I'm feeling. You're acknowledging the way that you're feeling. You're calling out the elephant in the room instead of ignoring it, avoiding it, or running away with it from it. You're being honest with yourself. So right now, repeat after me. Just detach the object from your face, because we get it now, and look at it. Like you're really looking at the object. Repeat after me. I see you. I hear you. I'm holding you. And I'm working towards loving you. Now, after each of these short sentences, I invite you to say the thing, the emotion that you're feeling right now. I see you, agitation. I hear you, agitation. I'm holding you, agitation. And even though you annoy me and you're in my space and it feels like you're in my bubble, I'm working towards loving you, agitation. Whew. Wow. This creates relief. This creates like oh, right. I just touched on what was really going on. Oh. I'm really curious to know how this feels like for you, to just having called it out, named it, called it, being with this, just really seeing it, hearing it, holding it like it's something else. It's not you. It's something outside of you. And it makes it fun, right? It makes it like, oh, I'm not afraid of you. You're just this thing outside of me. By the way, you're listening to your soul connection coach, Claudia-Sam, on the Be Happy Now show. And we are at the second step of the 5 steps of how to get to feeling better without lying to yourself if you're right now not feeling better. The step number 2, if your emotion of, like in this case, agitation, if you're putting the object right back next to your face, well, now you kind of have to be with it. It's stuck there. You just acknowledged it. You heard it. You've seen it. You're holding it. You're working towards loving it, because saying I love you kind of would be lying to yourself right now. You don't fully love it. You're annoyed by it. So I'm working towards loving you. Okay, it's right there. Step 2, have a pity party. Yes, pity party. Yes, those are my light sticks. If you can't see the screen, this might be funny. I have celebration sticks in one hand and the Buddha object stuck to my face. All right. The step number 2 to really getting to that place where you want to feel when you're not feeling like that is to have a contained pity party. Tell yourself, okay, I'm going to be with whatever feelings I'm experiencing. I'm going to be with whatever thoughts, whatever judgment, whatever is happening. I'm going to be with the experience in this moment without trying to change it just yet, because that would be engaging in the avoiding, running away, ignoring it. So I'm going to have a contained pity party. I'm going to give myself a day, because that could be it. Maybe what you need is a day of being in a pity party, eating popcorn, chocolate, crying, writing, being all judgy and complaining. Maybe that's what you need. And if we don't do that, then it just becomes like a bigger object, more into our space, right? It's that volcano that explodes. So step number 2, after step number 1, which was to acknowledge the way that you're feeling, calling it out, seeing it, hearing it, holding it. and saying, I'm working towards loving you, to have a contained pity party, to just be with it. Okay. Be with the experience in the moment without trying to change it just yet. Then step number 3 is to choose whether or not you want to change those thoughts or keep them as is. So if you're thinking, if you're feeling agitated and you're thinking, oh gosh, my life sucks. Well, I have so much on my plate. I don't know how I'm going to be happy. How is it possible that I have so much on my plate, so much on my to-do list? There's never time to get anything done. When you are in these thoughts, so right now we're in agitation, we are having all these thoughts. Step number 3 to getting to feel better is to choose whether you want to change your state or not, because you are an empowered being. You get to choose whether you stay in the pity party, and that would not be bad, would not be wrong. You get to choose. Once you make an empowered choice, you are no longer a victim. So step number 3, do you want to change those thoughts, change this way that you're feeling, or do you want to keep it as is? Because whatever you choose to stay there or to change, you are empowered and you are safe. And if in that moment you choose to change the way that you're feeling, you're like, yep, I no longer want this thing stuck to my face. Okay. How do you want to feel instead? How do you want to feel instead? And I want you to now bring back, if it's not there, if it's gone, bring the object back on your face. And notice how there's no space between your body, your face, and the object. It's like stuck there. So this is what is happening, okay? Step 1, you said, okay, I'm acknowledging you, I'm seeing you. Because you're seeing it, you have to see it, right? You have to take it away from your face and see it. You're holding it. So it's still in your energy space. It's still part of you. This is the experience you're having right now. And so step number 2 is being with that, leaving it in this space. Step number 3 is, okay, I'm choosing that I want to feel at peace and at ease instead. Now you're only holding it with one hand. You're starting to detach the feeling right now of agitation. You're starting to detach it from who you are. You're starting to detach it from your face, from your energy field, from your bubble. Yeah. Has anyone ever told you, oh, you're in my bubble, move? I had a friend who, whenever I was too close to her, she would be like moving back. And it's funny. We all have a bubble. So this agitation now, as we enter step 3, how do we want to feel? We're now holding it just with one hand. It's moving away from the face gently. The more we are with what's feeling, the more we are honest with the experience, the more we are, the more you be in the experience of the emotion, the more you're honest with how you see it, you hear it. You're not fully loving it, but you're working towards it. The more you feel empowered to choose whether or not you want it to stay there or to move away, the more the empowerment creates space between the object and you, and the more it moves out of the frame, the more it moves out of your bubble, the more it no longer is in your energy field, and the more you are able to feel the way you want to feel. So the step number 4, once you're like, yep, I choose that I want to change out of this state, I want to feel peaceful and at ease. Notice, this is step number 4, notice the gap between the face and the object right now. Notice how, it's becoming spacious. But what I also want to, another point of view here could be that in your mind, for the sake of this example, in using the example of my client who felt agitated, and she was like, I don't know how to feel good because right now I don't feel good. It felt like such a stretch. It actually felt like the object was so stuck to her. She didn't understand how to make more space, how to detach it, how to get it unstuck. It was such a stretch. It felt like the end of the world to actually get to that place. So you could also see it as, wow, the gap is so big between where I am and where I want to be. It seems like, wow, I can't even jump that far. Like it just can't happen. This is where we use that affirmation of I'm working towards now feeling peaceful and at ease. For ease and peace to come through after you talk to agitation and acknowledge it, like we were saying, space is created, you reassess. Okay. Yeah, I do want to feel peaceful and at ease, but right now, if I use the affirmation, I am peaceful and at ease, it might feel like you are lying to yourself. So I invite the few extra words to say, I'm working towards feeling peaceful and at ease. Magic happens in the spaciousness between the object and your face. Once the object starts to eliminate itself from your energy field, when we let go of, but how do I distance it? How do I get to feeling peaceful and at ease fast? I don't have time to feel agitated. When we let go of those tight fist kind of energy beliefs, magic happens. And we are able to create even more and more space so that we can go from, I'm feeling agitated, to I'm working towards feeling peaceful and at ease. And then more space is created between the object, between you and the agitation, that now you get to embody the I feel peaceful and at ease. And before you get to there, if you're feeling like, well, the gap is still so big, like I'm still trying to jump, but oh my gosh, I want to feel good, but it feels like I have to do 4 splits before I get there. Tap into how you want to feel that is accessible to you right now and claim it. Tap into how you want to feel that is accessible to you right now. If you're working towards feeling peaceful and at ease, what is one step above agitation that you could feel? Is it aware? Could you be with the feeling of I am aware? Could you be with that? Or as step number 6, after that you have stated that you're working towards feeling how you want to feel, what is one small thing, one small action you can take on to make you feel that way right now? What is one small action you can take on to help you feel that way right now? So if I want to feel peaceful and at ease and I'm working towards it, so right now I'm going to say, okay, I'm feeling aware. What is something I can do to be aware? Well, right now I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. And from this moment, notice how you are an empowered being. You just made a decision to shift out of the struggle bus, to shift out of not feeling good and not feeling empowered to make a change. And you're taking baby steps towards feeling peaceful and at ease and out of agitation. I want to remind you to not give up, to be determined, to keep choosing and choosing and choosing to work towards how you want to feel. Choosing how we want to feel helps us to remember that we are empowered beings, that we have the opportunity to guide our thoughts and our actions and our ways of being towards a specific similar goal, which can be of the way you want to feel. Because from emotions, when emotions are turned up in the body, when we feel more at peace and more at ease, when we feel good, when we feel alive, when we feel aligned, when we feel just so purposeful, magic happens, opportunities arise, ideas get created. It's from that place that we get to live our life just in alignment with what we're here to be and who we're here to be, what we're here to do, who we're here to be. Therefore, that's why I'm bringing in the opportunity to turn up the volume of the emotions in the present moment. So consistently choose to take actions that will help propel you towards the way you want to feel. Okay. Keep at it. And if you quote unquote fail, it's just an opportunity to choose your thoughts again. Okay. Can you be as determined to go to work and make money as you are to love yourself? Can you be as determined to go to work and make money as you are to love yourself? Can you be as determined to lead a life in alignment with how you want to feel? Can you be as determined to wake up each day and be there for your family and for your friends and for your loved ones as you are to lead a life in alignment with how you want to feel? Can you and are you willing to use the determination that you have inside of you to not only maybe go to the gym every day or work on losing weight or work on eating nutritious foods? Can you and are you willing to use that determination that you have inside of you for yourself to reach ultimate levels of happiness? This was a lot. I feel like we've powered through this episode. Remember that you are such a powerful being that if you think about going through a day stuck in the agitation, for example, if you choose, because it's an option, if you choose to stay in the agitation, but then to judge the agitation, to judge the choice, to judge the, oh my gosh, I'm not feeling better, this isn't working. It has such a tight, low energy. And right now, imagine what a day filled with hope, filled with positivity, filled with feeling good and being in alignment with how you want to feel would be. You get to reframe, to refresh, to be in alignment with who you are. And if you want to step into that version of yourself, I invite you to hop on a free 20-minute heart-to-heart clarity call with me. Just go to claudiasamsoulcoaching.com/yes, and we will map out a vision for you so that you can reach your goals and do it without lying to yourself. Thank you so much for being here.
You've been listening to the Be Happy Now show with me, Claudia-Sam. Flex your soul connection muscle and be your inner guide to fulfillment and purpose. Tune in live every Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern on transformationtalkradio.com. You are worthy of being you and of connecting to what stops you from living the life you are meant to live. Access more soul connection coaching at claudiasamcoaching.com.